Welcome to the Public Opinion Court, where the truth ain't reality, but opinions are. Happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve. But here we are with the serious breaking news, the breakdown of the not guilty verdict that was found in the Young Dolph murder trial against co-defendant Gotti, the hired CMG hitman. Now, I wasn't going to go live to break this down, but I know that you all rely on reliable, credible information in order to understand how this happened, how the jury made this decision, what is the likelihood of the statement that the government stated that this is still an open investigation. What does that actually mean? Where at the Public Opinion Court, where the truth ain't reality, but opinions are, we are going to break it down for you. So first and foremost, let me start out by saying that I am a big Young Dolph fan. I became a really big fan when I saw what he stood for. I don't care about the background and like anything that's from the background. I don't care about that. I care about the human. I care about what I can see with my own two eyes. I've also been a Yo Gotti fan. Yo Gotti was one of the artists that I would listen to through law school. Like, I was trapping at the gym and listening to Yo Gotti. So I have a love for both artists. It was the beef that I didn't love. And I don't care what you're beefing about. It should never come to unaliving someone and taking someone's life. Period, point blank. And those who are responsible need to be held responsible. And one of my principles here at the Public Opinion Court is that justice happens in many different ways. I educated you all on that throughout the Diddy trial. And every time I talk about something that you don't think that should happen, I give you the reality of it all. Sometimes justice is not going to end in a guilty. Sometimes justice is not going to end in any kind of conviction. Sometimes it means a person showing up, being held responsible, and allowing and respecting the jury's decision. So let's talk about how we got here. Well, we know that CMG, Juke, Yo Gotti's brother, had a long-standing beef with Young Dolph. However, they weren't always beefing. Young Dolph looked out for Juke. They wanted him to sign the CMG. But as we've known, Young Dolph always was a leader and not a follower. So he led his own path, created a successful independent record label, put the money on his back, and he invested in himself. And we're not going to get into the basis of the beef, but it was a dirty, dark beef. And it led to the unaliving of Young Dolph. Nobody should ever get you to the point where you feel like you need to unalive them when they are simply living their life. Words should never equate to going and hiring individuals like Gotti that ultimately led to the conviction of Justin Johnson. Then you have Cornelius, who testified. There were a lot of things in the state case that I said to myself, I know what the fuck is going on. And what the fuck is going on, the feds have come in, hijacked that case because they have a federal investigation that is their belief that is enough to ultimately probably hit CMG with a RICO. CMG should be concerned about this not guilty plea. So some of the things that you probably are not aware of is that before this trial even had the opportunity to start, there was a motion put in place to seal the evidence. You know who usually has the power to come in and seal evidence that is supposed to be public record? The federal government. Why would the federal government want to seal evidence? Because they are actively pursuing an investigation for CMG for the unaliving, the hit that was put out, and money that was used through the organization to fund the death of Young Dolph. You know how I know? The feds have come in and take plenty of my cases, hijacked them in, and I had to be the face. So I know exactly how they play it and why they play it. So throughout this trial, the state, in my opinion, did not try as hard as they did with Justin Johnson. This case was put on just for a show in order to distract their real target, which is CMG. So I do agree with the defense when he says, so y'all just stopped with these three? Y'all didn't go talk to Juke. Y'all didn't go talk to Gotti. Y'all ain't go talk to nobody with CMG. He did that for a reason. His opening statement mentioning Juke and Gotti as the masterminds was for a reason, because in discovery, the defense gets to see exactly what the state sees. And if the state has anything that is tied to the federal government, the defense knows it. And he played into it. They were sending smoke signals. They were sending signals out like, oh, you stop paying for his lawyer? They coming for you. You better hope he gets found guilty, because if he doesn't, the day of reckoning for CMG is coming. So when he mentioned that, that was a warning sign. That was a smoke signal. Because the defense attorney in Justin Johnson's case wasn't throwing those kind of terms out or naming names. But this defense attorney was, and that's what I paid attention to. I actually went back and looked at my breakdown that I did of Justin Johnson's case that is on my YouTube channel. I said, yeah, this was different. The investigation with them stopping, incomplete investigation. The feds, y'all. It's the feds. It's the feds. We talked about RICO, right? We talked about it. You mean to tell me a jury found this man not guilty of a crime that the actual co-defendant said he hired him for, and they paid, they linked up and did all these things, and y'all didn't do a complete investigation? Memphis, yes, your ass. You need to stop touching so much motherfucking grass and get in the actual motherfucking field and do a complete investigation, because what you have done is essentially put his family through more trauma that could have been avoided if you would have did your motherfucking job right and stop being dependent on the feds. I can't tell y'all how embarrassing this is. This is so embarrassing, but like I said, the feds put this case on for a show. This is a federal case. They told the state what to do, when to do, and how to do it, and don't fuck it up. So you're like, girl, what are you talking about? How can this end up being a RICO? Juke is dead. And word on the curb is Juke wasn't off by anybody that was in the streets. Word on the curb, allegedly. Who stood more to lose with Juke being gone? I mean, who stood more to lose with Juke being alive if they knew the feds were coming? Can't be somebody that have a great relationship with him. So you have him there, and you're like, well, girl, how they gonna do that? Because he is dead. When you do a RICO, and I taught y'all this during the Diddy trial, the criminal enterprise, the paper trail followed the fucking money. The feds followed the money. And let me tell you where the money went. So you have CMG, who is now Collective Music Group. No, you still Cocaine Music Group. You can't change this after the fact. You still Cocaine Music Group. You have the two people that are ahead of it, Juke, Yo Gotti. Remember they only had the RICO on Diddy? He was one person. Well, they got two, and one just happened to be alive. You have a murder, which is a crime. Then you have money. You remember the $100,000? And you remember that lawyers were paid for by CMG Juke? What does that give you? RICO. Criminal enterprise, CMG. The two spearheads. You have Juke, Yo Gotti. The actual crime, murder, that was hired by and through the owner on the behalf of CMG. Money, exchange hands. Criminal enterprise. You have one member that is still alive. Do it sound like a RICO to me? It sounds like a RICO to you. So when Yo Gotti puts out this song with Zillionaire Doe, is it Zillionaire Doe? He from Dallas, New Dallas. Shout out to New Dallas, because they are out here putting belted ass on the music industry. And I am so happy about that because, baby, we need them to feed the streets and not feed the jail system. And they doing just that. When he did that remix, and I ain't gonna hold you, Yo Gotti slid on that. He slid like he floated, like he was like floating on that daggone remix. But as soon as he said, they thought I went down for a body, I survived, I said, you just gave the feds everything that they wanted you. You was off the grid. You was laying low. And you come back with that and just so happened to coincide with this murder trial. Are you that dumb? Or is that your hairline pushed back too far for you to even think straight? You don't do that. You better lay low. You should have just continued to lay low. You can pop your shit, but the way you pop it is the way they're going to pop back. And if you think the fast is not like, oh, you think this is a key. Oh, we going to key. Let's see about this key. Then you talking about a rat that ain't one of mine. So who the fuck is it? Follow the money. If you think this benefits him of Govan being found not guilty, it actually does not. It hurts him. Because now the feds say, oh, well, we would have let this go if y'all would have found him guilty. But no, we're back. Because that's sometimes what the feds do. The feds would allow the state to do whatever they're going to do. And if they so happen to find him guilty, they're going to be like, okay, well, we're going to leave it there. We just going to skate on by. We good. You got 3 of them out the streets. No, he got found not guilty. They are like, oh, act to motherfucking bait. It's go time. We know where the money came from. We got the paper trail. It's nothing like trying a murder case, y'all. It is not the same. All they have to do is prove whose entity it belonged to, who was over the entity, what crime was committed because of the entity, and what money was used to fund the crime that was had at the hands of the entity by one or more of the owners. It is that simple. I rest my motherfucking case. RICO is on the horizon. RICO is on the menu. RICO is coming like a toxic baby mama. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I definitely ain't fucking flying because I ain't got no wings. And I got one good leg right now. And that's it. Because don't laugh because it's my ACL, y'all. Pray for me because I'm still shaking back from this ACL and meniscus and this broke down. I did 3 for 1 for the first time in my life, but that's why I ain't flying. I'm real stable on this ground. I'm telling y'all, RICO is fucking coming. It's really that simple. What y'all think in the comments? What y'all think? Do y'all think a RICO is coming for Gotti, yes or no? Or do y'all think a RICO is coming for CMG? Do you think the feds are saying, we nothing to a big fish? Those were little fish, but we the big fish. And you thought you went down for a body, you survived? You forgot. We the feds. You not one of ours. But you finna be one of many. So this was a long day. I'm still in constant, I stand in solidarity with Young Dolph's family, his fans, his friends, everyone that loved him, everyone that saw the greatness in him and what he was doing for the community, to know that these individuals could be so senseless. You never hire someone that is desperate for an opportunity and desperate for money. Govan thought he slid away. No, it's just beginning. It's just the beginning. So make sure you all are liking and subscribing to the page. This is a collaboration between Public Opinion Court and Real Life Street Stars. I had to come and break this down for you all just to give y'all a brief overview. It's not that long. This trial was not winded. We've talked about it before. If you want to look at the original breakdown, it is on my page. I wanted to give you what the feds are doing. The feds are not dumb. The feds are very strategic. They're very smart. They're very fucking bright. And they're very fucking conniving. You think they not doing what they doing? We're going to check back. Because y'all know, baby, do I call it like it is or do I call it like it's not? I think I call it like it is. So shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all are following my page. Make sure you are following my TikTok, the Public Opinion Court _. Also, make sure my Instagram is right there on the screen. If you ever want to bless your girl with a cash app for a coffee, there's my cash app. Until next time, y'all know I keep it real. I'm going to break it down. Y'all know y'all should have been dependent on this live for me to come in and hit you with the 1, 2, and the 3, 4, and whatever other number that we got to get to. But until next time, y'all have an amazing evening. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Because when I see y'all, y'all see me. And when you see me, I see you.